Hey there guys, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. So we're going to dive straight into this gaming news here. This is an interesting one for sure. So this game called Farm Folks, it's been, getting regular updates on Twitter. It's a new game that's coming out. It's kind of like a survival indie game. And the developer, like I said, have been doing updates on Twitter, but they went one step too far and they started talking about the jiggle physics within the female characters, and that ensued kind of backlash, and an apology letter ensued, and all this stuff kind of happened, guys, but it's kind of crazy. So let's jump into this story. Let's find out what's going on with this, because it's kind of interesting, like I say. So this comes to us from Comic Flick News. So indie survival game Farm Folks issues apology for in-game jiggle physics joke, acknowledging a misstep. So I think what happened is, with the whole Stellar Blade thing, obviously with that character and the physics within that game, I think they came out, tried to be a bit cheeky and talk about jiggle physics within their own game, but I don't think the same audience applies to this game that it does to kind of like Stellar Blade, and I think they went a bit, one step too far. They kind of mistargeted their audience with this joke, but let's see what happened anyway. So the team behind the upcoming indie survival title, Farm Folks, has issued a formal apology following backlash over a joke they made about the game's jiggle physics. Jiggle physics. I love the scientific term of jiggle physics. I like that. This move comes amid criticism from online communities highlighting yet another instance of a video game developer succumbing to pressure from an internet outrage mob where demands for censorship overshadowed light-hearted humor. Yeah, I think, in my opinion, I think it was pretty harmless. I think it was a pretty funny joke. But, people just want to, fan backlash and mob rule kind of takes over everything on Twitter. You know how it is, guys. So, let's see what's happening with this. So, yeah, here's kind of a screenshot from the game. It's kind of like a farming game, I think, from what I've seen of it. You kind of have these characters and the avatars, and you run around farming stuff, and it's all that kind of indie survival crafting farming kind of mixed together. And it looks pretty charming. Not my kind of game, but, I can see why it would appeal to a lot of people. So, Farm Folks, a game falling within the survival crafting genre, as described on its official website, promises players an immersive experience featuring a unique blend of advanced farming, detailed crafting, and engaging storytelling. Set in a vibrant world, players will have the opportunity to master automated agriculture, delve into the intricate construction, and develop relationships with diverse NPCs. Moreover, the game offers extensive customization options, allowing players to personalize everything from structures to furniture. And again, we've got another one of the female avatars. They're quite cute, and I kind of like the stylized, cartoony graphics. I always like this kind of very playful, colorful, animation style that kind of really pops on the screen. It's quite fun for an indie developer to go down this route, and I really like that kind of stylized gameplay here. Even though it's not my type of game, I still like the kind of what's it called? The kind of game engine style, the kind of graphical style that they use. So in what seemed like an attempt to generate excitement for the game while injecting some humor, on April 27th, so this was a few days ago now, the development team of Farm Folks initiated a conversation with its prospective player base via the game's official Twitter account. So accompanying a side-by-side image showcasing different sizes of breasts on the game's female model, the developers posed a playful question to the public, stating, "Alright folks, it's time for some serious game development talk. We're tinkering with the character's physics in Farm Folks. Burning question, which version has the perfect breast jiggle physics?" So yeah, this is what they put up. They put up this tweet here. "We're tinkering with character physics in Farm Folks. Burning question, which version has the perfect breast jiggle physics?" And then they put this kind of side-by-side comparison here. 50% jiggle, 90% or 30%. And they put this up, obviously trying to be funny, trying to be some light-hearted humor. But I think they mistargeted and miscategorized their kind of player base, because a lot of people didn't take kindly to this kind of humor and this kind of joke. I thought it was funny, and I didn't see the issue with it, but a lot of people did apparently. So according to the joke, in the follow-up tweet, the Farm Folk devs further inquired, "Does anyone want to see the breast slider set to 150% looks like? Does anyone want to see what 150% looks like?" So they're talking about turning up the physics to 150% to see him bouncing all around. And apparently people didn't find it funny, whereas a lot of other people did. So, by now, readers can probably anticipate the outcome of this tale. I think this is hilarious. I think this is quite funny. So, following the publication of the aforementioned tweets, the FarmFolks team faced a barrage of criticism from outraged Twitter users. Many expressed their discontent, asserting that any focus on the female form was inherently misogynistic. In response, the developers swiftly deleted their lighthearted tweets and issued a comprehensive apology to those offended, acknowledging their actions as inappropriate. Yeah, so they had to do a lot of damage control very, very quickly. They're an indie developer, and this was kind of cancel culture mob was coming after them, and it looks like they would have ended up being cancelled before, you know, their game would have even gotten off the ground, so to speak. And yeah, it looks like the whole Jiggle Physics thing really didn't go down well, and they did everything they could to try and kind of put out the fire, so to speak, and they put out this apology letter here. So let's quickly read it and see what it has to say. Hey folks, we'd like to address a recent post where we came to our community asking for feedback. Our intent is always to connect and grow with our players, but it's clear that we really missed the mark on our recent community feedback post. For that, we sincerely apologize. We had received concerns about the female player model's breast physics in the past, and we thought we should ask the community what felt more appropriate. Unfortunately, this crossed the line. We tried to foster a welcoming community, and post the subsequent replies made many of our community members uncomfortable and alienated. The reply, made about 150% physics, was also inappropriate, and we apologize for that. We are taking the necessary steps to learn from this, and we are committed to doing better moving forward. We value the feedback for our community and work hard to include everyone in the decision. We want to create a game that feels alive, which is why we pay close attention to every aspect of our world, from how weather and time affect the world to characters' interactive presence within it. We want everyone to feel included in the game's development, and we'll be reevaluating how the best interact with the community, as well as how to best ask for feedback from community in the future. Your input is instrumental, and we continue to develop FarmFolks. We keep sharing updates and progression on X and Discord. Your enjoyment on how you choose to experience our world is utmost priority. Thank you for being part of the journey and your support of understanding as we grow. Yeah, it's just your typical kind of PR kind of spin, but they were really scared that the cancel culture was going to come after them, so they quickly put out this apology letter. No, we didn't mean it, we're going to do better going forward, you know, all this kind of stuff. You know, all game developers do this. They try to put out stuff and then they backtrack it once they get caught red-handed. Although in this instance they didn't do anything wrong. I think the posts are quite funny, but I just think that they didn't understand the demographic of their target audience for their game. Their gamers are more kind of family friendly, I would say kind of younger audience or younger player base potentially, or more kind of chilled back kind of gaming people, whereas it's not your typical kind of like 18 to 34 male demographic like hardcore gamers who would have found this kind of tweet funny. So yeah, I think they just kind of misinterpreted their kind of player base. So yeah, so we've just got, again, we've got the quote here that was obviously taken from this post up above, so we don't need to read this. This is kind of one of the kind of mock-ups of the artwork of what the female characters look like within the game. The artwork is very cute, it's very kind of cool, very stylized, almost looks like Disney characters, gives me kind of Frozen vibes a little bit, kind of, you know, like the Elsa character in that. But yeah, these kind of characters are very cute, very cool. Not my type of game, but I understand why people like these kind of chilled out, relaxing kind of farming games with a bit of survival and crafting. So yeah, so it's basically just this is basically just a quote from the thing that we read above here in this letter. Just all this PR spin about, we're sorry, we didn't mean to do this, we apologize, we're going to do better, yeah, blah blah blah. They don't actually care, they're just doing it because they're scared of being cancelled. But guys, that's kind of where we are. So they put out this funny tweet talking about the jiggle physics within the female characters, and it just didn't go down well, which is kind of funny on the faces of it. It's kind of hilarious that they almost cancelled themselves from putting out these tweets about the jiggle physics, which I find hilarious. But guys, jump into the comment section, let me know what you think about this. Do you think it's funny? And you know, do you play this game? What did you think about the tweets? Do you think they're offensive? Do you think they're funny? Do you think it's much ado about nothing? Whatever your thoughts are, pop them down in the comment section, guys. I can't wait to see what you have to say about this funny story. And as always, if you enjoy my content, hit that like and subscribe for more of these videos, and I will see you in the next one.